You know how teachers get kids to magically do things? Like they don't even use words. They just magically get kids to cooperate and do things. And you're thinking, how do I do that in my home? Let's talk about that today. Magic. It's like magic. Signals and words is what we're going to talk about today. Using signals and words. Teachers do it all day long. This is how they get kids to do things. You see it in classrooms where if they flick the lights 3 times, that means line up. You know, if they ring a bell or sing a song and that means clean up or whatever. There's all kinds of signals that are going on in the classroom. I did Teach for America in the 2nd year that it existed, Houston, Texas. One of the things that I taught them is they're 5 years old, kindergarten. I said, okay, the bathroom was in a trailer down, many trailers outside. And I said, okay, if you need to go to the bathroom, just hold this up so that then we don't need to talk about it. We all know what that means. This means go to the bathroom. And then I could just nod and off they go, you know, that kind of thing. So how do we do that in the home? This is a way to help you stay out of power struggles. Less power struggles. So think about the things where you are sick of saying them. Like you are sick of your own broken record. You feel like a broken record and you're like, I am sick of hearing myself say the same things. Okay. Those were clues for me in my parenting, they still are, that if I'm saying the same things over and over, I can guarantee my kids are sick of hearing it. I'm sick of saying it, they're sick of hearing it. So that's when we can come up with a signal or a word that means that speech, okay? So for instance, one signal that if you do not like your kids whining to you, okay, I don't know anybody who does, but if you want help with that, this is a signal, this is a W, and you just let them know, hey, you know what, when you're whining, I'm gonna give you this signal, which means you might wanna change the way you're asking me or talking to me. No words are exchanged, okay? Once you let them know what the signal is, you don't talk about it anymore. You just give them this obvious friendly, you don't have to glare or anything, you know, just friendly, whine. And then they know I'm whining, okay? But I don't think I'm whining. I just am trying to get some juice. Okay, you just this. And then if that doesn't, another signal, you know, is that, well, I'm just giving you some that I've used, is, you know, this is a signal that means redo it. Redo whatever you're saying right now. If I do this to you, then that means I really want to hear what you have to say. I just cannot hear it like that. It hurts my ears to hear it like that. So this is a signal that means redo. These are magic. When you come up with them in your home, so for instance, you could come up with a signal or a word that means bedtime. Instead of, you know, this argument every day, it's time for bed, it's work on up, and you feel the broken record happening yourself, come up with a signal. You know, I had one dad that did like the Power Ranger, like power on is like means bath time. Okay, if you flick the lights downstairs 3 times, that could mean bedtime for you. It could mean anything. One of the things that I used to do too is if you live in a 2-story home, and you could do this, where you just start turning out the lights and you walk upstairs. That's kind of a huge signal. Party's over, we're going up. You don't have to say a word. So if you can come, there are lots of them. My kids were reluctant to try foods, and so we did, this signifies, the T for try, signifies that speech that I give, which is, at our house, you do have to try everything, you have to taste it. If you don't like it, that's okay, you can spit it out, but you do have to taste it if you want to get something out of the pantry for dessert, whatever. That was the way it worked at our house, you have to taste everything. You don't have to eat it all. Promoting kids eating everything, that'll be another talk. It promotes eating disorders. So you don't want that. They just need to taste it. Kids need to try things at least 7 times before they like things, so you have to just keep exposing kids. But this was our signal, T for try. Okay, so Grace was 6, Charlie was 4, and she's doing her, I can taste it with my eyes, I don't like it, I can tell I don't like it. Charlie goes, Mom, you know what she's doing? She's doing this. I said, yep, that's what she's doing. This was our signal. So there's no more speech. And it is magic in these moments if you can come up with a signal. You know, use a word that means bath time and ask your child. It's kind of fun. It's like a code word. Like we have a secret word that means bath time. They could give you the word that's like Iron Man. Iron Man means bath time. And so you go, Iron Man, and then you just walk back to the bath, and then they come toddling along, and it's like magic. We didn't have to argue about this. It's like our secret thing. So words and signals are beautiful. I had a mom who, for years ago, who took the class I teach, 5-week class, and she had 2 sets of twins. God love her. 5 kids, 2 sets of twins. And we talked about the morning routine, like getting out of the house, and we talked about using a song. So playing a song, and the kids knew that when that song is over, that meant we're leaving. We're headed to school. So she would play this song, and it was like magic, because they just, like, it was like Pied Piper. They just followed her out to the car. Like, that's a signal. It cues them to that this is what's supposed to be happening. I used a little train whistle at our house when they were little, and if I blew the train whistle, that meant it's time to clean the playroom, and we're going to spend 10 minutes doing the best job we can in those 10 minutes. Because I was sick of arguing about that. It was just a signal to use. So you can come up with any of those at your house that will magically help your kids come along, just like teachers do, that is a signal or a word, and have their collaboration in that too. Ask them, what we argue about this all the time. What could our word be that means bath time? What could our word be, or what could our signal be if you're getting up out of your seat at dinner? What could our signal be for if you don't want to eat things, or whatever? Like, you can have their participation, and you're going to get a whole lot more cooperation. And it is kind of like magic, because you have these codes, and kids are playful and they love that stuff. So and look at teachers. I mean, they're brilliant at it. Brilliant. Ones that do it well, they're really great at this. So thanks for tuning in. Use the secret words, use the signals to make your lives less power arguing, power struggling. Like, there will be a whole lot less of it if you can do those. Just use some in those areas where you know you're doing it a lot. And there is a whole talk on power struggles on my website. It's like an hour and a half long, something like that. If you want to check that out in the links. And like, comment, subscribe, send it to whomever is having any of this stuff going on in their house. And thanks for tuning in. See you next time.